On this week's episode of the Team C4G podcast, in the Invasion Vengeance sneak peek, what did we all get? Also, we discussed the fallout of YCS Liverpool, and then we head into our second debate. It's about Dimension Barrier. You won't want to miss it. We are Team Cowboy for game. And I am Bragg, and I'm joined here today with Blake.
Hello.
And special guest Loklin.
E.
So
Very
good.
special guest.
It's me.
Yee.
Special guest. Perennial.
How was our week in dinosaur memes? Me and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Went to I didn't do any pre-releases.
I went to pre-release, and guess what, guys? I did it. I pulled absolutely nothing. Neither did anyone else there. I think we pulled like 2-dimensional barriers, and that's it.
Okay. Yeah, that's
What did
reasonable.
we get?
How many
What do we have
people?
at ours?
With our event with 24 people, which is sold out and pretty damn big for our store. Not the biggest pre-release event, I don't think, but with
Sold
24, we had 3 secrets: Venom, Dimension Barrier, and Totally Awesome.
Yeah, we didn't
Oh
even
no,
pull
that's a lie. There was 5. There was 2 Alcahests as well. 2 Alcahests, and so yeah.
We've done pretty well for pre-releases so far. Like, we had 2 Desires pulled and Galaxy Cyclone, and we had
Galaxy
2 navigations. We actually did really well.
Cosmic Cyclone.
What
Last
did
pack.
you
Cosmic
pull,
Cyclone,
Galaxy
sorry.
Cyclone?
Oh, yeah, our run of pre-release packs lately, our store have been quite good. Not that I ever get it, and this
Lend me some?
yeah, maybe.
Sick of my store.
Not that I have any. I didn't even get into the last one because I ran into an unfortunate incident where I was stuck in the city and I couldn't get back home because our transport system is a piece of poo. And so by the time I got home, I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to take a couple hour nap. And I took a 3-hour nap and was late for locals and missed out on Rego.
I'm gonna just say something. I was in Sydney and I drove, right?
Yeah, but you and Janelle, mate.
Yeah, I know. I was also asleep until 12, so I'm extending the invitation for the weekend that was never there.
And also, and speaking of the Yu-Gi-Oh event, they keep holding it on the same weekend as Pokemon's pre-releases.
Pokemon, which makes no sense.
We
because
had
that way,
Pokemon pre-release. We had Dragon Ball Z pre-release.
Oh, that's
and
right.
Yu-Gi-Oh pre-release, all shoved into the same fucking day.
What pack of
I'm gonna
what pack of
blow someone's mind.
No one? Does anyone know what pack of Dragon Ball Z was out? You didn't see it, Loklin?
I wasn't there.
Not
No,
you.
I don't like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, that card game started off pretty damn well, and then it got really crap really quick. But
I've
yes,
watched openings of videos of that. That's about it.
I've got
Seems cool though.
I have a bunch from the first set, but don't get in the game, people. Just turn into a clusterfuck real quick. And then
Okay. Just on that though, I just have I don't know if this could work or not, but this is just a suggestion, so it doesn't sound like we're complaining without a suggestion. Hold it later in the fucking day. I went to a Pokemon pre-release that started at 6 and ended at 9. That was fine. Barely anyone else was in store. We had heaps of tables. Just how long do pre-releases go for? A couple hours? Make the Yu-Gi-Oh one start at 2. Start at 12, sorry. Make the Yu-Gi-Oh one start at 4. I don't know.
and
It would just...
obviously for
we
our
have
store,
so many more people that wanted to go.
I mean, and that's up
Obviously,
to
we love good games Wollongong.
yeah, and then it's really up to your individual store and and I'm not going to go, hey, those people who work hard already, work harder.
Yeah, well, and that doesn't mean every store does the same thing. Or I'm just saying for this one example, it just would have happened that given more stock and more time, we would have actually had a lot more people. Like I would have gone, you would have gone, a couple of my other mates would have gone, and it would have been cool to have an even bigger pre-release. But that you can't guess how many people are going to turn up on a day without people putting their name down prior. So there was no way for them to know how many of us were going to show up. So, and their Yu-Gi-Oh knowledge is pretty standard, so they wouldn't have known what are huge sets and what aren't huge sets just off the top of their heads. So they couldn't have gone, oh, I know we're going to get 30 people for this. I get that. So I'm just kind of saying in hindsight, which is a kind of shitty thing.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we can
Hire
talk.
us as your Yu-Gi-Oh consultants.
We can
Give us packs, we'll tell you.
Yeah. We can
Yeah.
probably talk about the quality of the set later, and if like I wasn't expecting it to be that big anyway, I wasn't that disappointed I missed out on it. But before we do, so last week was the sneak peek, so that means this week we get Invasion Vengeance, and we'll talk about it after we talk about the first thing, which is YCS Liverpool. I said Liverpool. Liverpool. Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
And so with all the results back, our top 32 looked like 14 ABCs, 3 Lightsworn, 3 BA PK, 2 Metalfoes, 2 Mermals, 2 Blue Eyes? No, 1 Blue Eyes. 1 Eyes Magician, 1 Burning Abyss, and then 5 other. I don't know what they
Let's
are.
take a guess at what the other is. I'm
One,
going to say
Yep.
Infernoid. Lee?
Lochlin's correct because I saw it on stream.
Yep.
Can I just say though, from this layout, Lightsworn best deck confirmed.
Yeah, so the other one was Dark Synchro, I'm pretty sure. And then we have... Yeah, I don't know what the other weird ones are. But also... yeah, you're right there, Blake. Lightsworn did have the biggest conversion rate. With...
Okay,
So 14... So going into the bigger statistics of the whole tournament. 284 ABCs entered, 80 Blue Eyes. About 50 Metalfoes, about 40 Magis. About 30 BA decks, 20 Cosmos, 14 Lightsworns. And of those 14 Lightsworns, I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that just above 10, 12-ish. I think I saw someone claim that all 14 Lightsworn players ended up on day 2, but I can't really...
Listen, I think this is a very obvious thing, but if they were playing Lightsworn, I'm assuming they're playing Minerva, which means they dropped like $800 on a Minerva, which means they probably really wanted to play the deck, which means they probably practiced with the deck.
And that, then again, there could have been a budget
You
for
know.
Lightsworn in there too.
Oh yeah.
That's why
absolutely.
I'm undershooting that. Like I suspect in a tournament of 800 people, which our attendance outside of obviously we're not matching the big. I'm not sure. I don't know what
American
Vegas gets. Oh, well, the Californian ones basically. We're not matching them, but everywhere else, we're still sticking by. Konami are seemingly doing all right with the game, despite our sometimes objections and opinions, and complaints.
Quick, Konami, how are you going to fuck this up? You're in a good spot. How are you going to fuck it up?
Yeah,
No,
the
that's
next ban
unfair,
list
Konami.
kills
I
everything.
think they're doing an alright job right now.
yeah, and ABC.
There's no reason to believe that they would fuck this up tremendously. There's no prior,
No prior.
They haven't done it
Loklin,
before.
Loklin, their history is squeaky clean.
Literally,
Cool.
probably the
Weekly.
best company. Konami of America is the best company in the world.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
And
Actually,
nobody
it was,
can get mad because we're saying it satirically.
Yeah, and speaking of Liverpool and stuff, Glasgow Yu-Gi-Oh, he did an interesting chat with
We loved it.
with Bowden last week.
Please
I
come
think
back.
it went up. And also they talked about when the game was run by Upper Deck, and Konami have seemingly kept it afloat and turned it around somewhat for the better. Other people might disagree, but for the most part, their tenure of running tournaments isn't too bad. Also, check that out. It's a damn good listen.
Their tenure has lasted about 10 years. That's not funny.
No, it's.
Yeah.
I was actually going. Wait, is he trolling?
No.
No.
Yeah.
That statement was correct. He was giving us good information. That's absolutely what happened.
So with ABC, so people could point towards and go, oh, ABC is Konami are making meta decks that are power creep, but that top 32 is
Pretty standard.
people are going to play what they consider is the cheapest and best deck a lot of the time or whatever, and so the 14 ABCs is.
And why aren't more people playing Infernoids?
Shut up, Loklin.
Reasonings at one. There's your
Your
reason.
hard-on for Infernoids can only go so far.
There's your
Actually,
BA Infernoids are the best. They're the best version of Infernoids. They don't even run reasoning.
hey, Bragg, where did you get your info for the tops on this Liverpool?
I don't know.
Okay, all good. What I'm just gonna go do, I'm gonna go check last year's and see if it was such an even spread or if it was more top heavy.
Yeah, yeah. Go and dig that up while I go. So
Yeah.
I
So
saw
keep going.
someone do the quick percentage of it, and so ABC had a marginal improvement of like I went, oh, out of 284, only 14 ABC is top, but no, that is just above proportional to how many entered. So if you went with an ABC deck, you would have gone better than usual. It wasn't just the reason why it's there so overrepresented in the top 32 is because there were so many playing. But no, it's a reasonably okay deck. While I was worried after this weekend playing it personally, there's a few hiccups and things, and it's not as and that's probably for the better of the game. Like a deck has weaknesses, and Necros had weaknesses as well, so it's probably for the best that this doesn't. And this deck doesn't completely go like it's a little bit more interactive than Jinlock. So that's a positive for you. But
No,
yeah,
it's Buster Dragon anti-spell lock.
I forgot about anti-spell. Which anti-spell... Alright, I'm not sure how you guys sit, and we talked about it last week. Last week was such a clusterfuck that I'm not sure if I got this out there. Anti-spell always seems to... Like, it changes the game, and makes Yu-Gi-Oh! Not... Like, it makes the game not Yu-Gi-Oh! And then... It doesn't even win the person in the game sometimes, unless if you're versing pendulums. Like when it's played by ABC against ABC, it seemingly, it either wins in the game or loses in the game, all because of that card. It changes it all in that favor. It doesn't go. It grasps
Well,
it
do
back.
you
Think it needs to be banned?
Probably.
Do you think that it was like this when Vanities was a thing? And do you think it just needs to be limited?
No. Vanities you can out it.
You can out it easier than you could out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't have to play Typhoon, the trap card, or other weird techs or whatever to get away with it. Or Fluke having the card to chain to it on activation,
which is what anti-spell is currently. Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
Unlike with Vanities, where it's like it takes away a play, you can stall on it and wait. Unlike with anti-spell, you go up right away. There's no timing on anti-spell either. How you going, Blakey boy?
Okay. So I found. All right, here we go. So, wow. Thank you for being absolutely fucking useless. So I clicked on a link and it said YCS Remedy 2015 top 32 decks and breakdowns, and it just links me to a page to sign up to be a judge. Fucking
Thank
thanks,
you,
Konami.
Konami of America.
Must be short
That
on
was-
judge. Must be short on judges.
Yeah, no, seriously, it's I can't do this without being in the judge program. Whatever.
Their judge
Anyway.
their judge thing was wrong, by the way. You go do the judge test.
They're like, what happens when you put a field spell down when there's already a field spell on the field? Oh, it goes to the grave. That's the correct answer, is it?
Oh, okay, guys, I found it. Okay, so, oh, great. Nope, this is not. what I want.
Okay.
Well, okay, anyway.
While he keeps searching, what were you saying about it? Like that, it sends to the grave.
You know how there used to be only like one field spell on the field at a time?
Ah, yes. That's all they. So they reference the old rules.
Still how it is ruled in the test. If you answer differently, you will be marked wrong.
Why? Have you done the test?
I tried to, and I kept getting them wrong, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm not.
Okay, so I'm gonna say something interesting about what I've found so far. What I found so far is that exactly this time of year last year, we had more top-heavy numbers where instead of just one, so like what was ABC's 200 and something?
Yeah. Oh, wait. We just want to see top 32s, like representation top 32s, not how many people are playing stuff.
Yeah, like that's the only thing it's giving me, but it's actually kind of interesting where it's a lot of people with 5 decks, not a lot of people with 2. Where is this goddamn? Wow, it's so much useless information.
Well. Sure.
All right, move on. If I find it, move on. If I find it, I'll let you know.
So yeah.
Make sure you found it.
Any other things? Metal foes seem to be floating around. I expect them to bounce back a little bit when they get more support. Because
Oh yeah, that's right. I pulled a Mithril or something.
The other metal for fusion.
Yeah, people like it.
do I? Yeah, I think I need. Give it to me. Okay, thanks.
Good talk.
Otherwise, also a cool thing I saw was DD's lost in a tiebreaker, so they're still viable somehow, ish.
Ish.
And speaking of DDs, they're getting a new Dark Contract card in
Good Segu. Good
in the next
Segu.
OCG. Dark Contract with Grotesque Entity. This is OCG news, people. Let me know if you like it or not. Continue spell when a DDD monster is special summoned. From the extra deck to your side of the field, you can activate one of the following effects depending on the monsters summoned once per turn. Effect. Oh, okay. So yeah. So if you summon multiple ones, you have to choose. Fusion. Gain 1,000 life. Synchro. That special summon monsters cannot be targeted by opponent's card effects. Okay. Exi. Spanish one card, from the field or in the graveyard. Cool. And Pendulum, draw one card and then discard one card. Once per turn during your standby phase, you take 2,000 damage. So the double one. What do you think, Loklin, as the other DD player in this chat?
I can't wait to get this card 8 years from now.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Actually, I didn't see if it was a pack one or a.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, if it's a pack one, it means we get it relatively soon, unless if it's a magazine.
Hey, I'm gonna chuck a link in the Skype chat. This is exactly what you were looking for.
Dimension. Oh, here we go. Bloody Skype chat. Otherwise,
Go
and then
Frienderinos.
also
I just can't load the image.
I also read a thing from before. In the anime, the Regi Declan, whatever you know him as, the DDD player, played a Dark Contract Vanity's Emptiness.
Oh yes.
Listen, that's when
you are jumping on the wrong train with ABCs.
So obviously
This
it's way down
stop.
the road. They could nerf the hell out of it. Oh, that's actually come up in there. That's why we avoid the Skype chat there, Blake. Oh God, how do I get it to go away? Done.
I'm so excited for
Sure.
Vanity's Emptiness DD. Oh my, yeah.
Listen, it's got to have such a specific ruling.
It doesn't matter. DDDs can play through it.
All you beauties at home, you can add me on Skype if you want. I don't care.
Did it come up?
Yes.
Awesome.
And whatever banter thing we were saying before. Yeah, those deck breakdowns aren't coming up. See?
They're not coming up for you either?
No.
Fantastic. Thanks, Konami.
All right. Thank you. Wait,
Fantastic.
What did Loklin say? Loklin was like, "Dude, only when you find it."
Listen, you know what's great? When I look at the pairings, the top 32 pairings, and they've just typed them out. But no, let's have a photo that doesn't work for the deck breakdown. Sick.
Alrighty, so, what's next on the list?
It's
Invasion Vengeance. Alright, so you said that you pulled Mithril. So that was, what's Mithril? What rarity is Mithril? Ultra?
Yeah, Ultra.
Yeah.
I think I've got one of those.
Between now and last week, we got the rarities. The only interesting stuff was Outcast was confirmed as secret. Subterra Nemesis Archer was confirmed as secret. We already knew Barry and Awesome were. Requiem we knew. Starving Venom we kind of suspected, and Suavrus, the Ancient Ascended, was.
To be fair, we thought Pot of
acquisitiveness.
Yeah, we thought that was going to be secret.
But that little baby's a super. So there you go. There's your side deck tech against other people's side deck techs.
I found it. Hold on. Let's wrap all this. I finally found it. I just want to prove that I have found it. The top 32 for this time last year was 15 Necroz, 6 BA, 4 Shadol, 1 Teller, 2 Ritual Beast, 1 Yangzig, 1 Ignite, 1 Infernoid, and 1 Cosmo.
Also exactly the same.
Almost identical.
I thought USMG was better
in saying this, in saying this, this was also what people refer to as a really good format. So,
I mean, that's the thing.
Was Necroz cheaper? Don't laugh at me, Blake. I'm asking a question.
If Necroz was something, it definitely was not cheap. I would say Necroz is the most expensive deck we have had since D-Rulers, or like since Spellbook. I don't know what deck more to play the base deck. I don't know a more expensive deck. Even now the cards are expensive.
Teledad was probably the most expensive.
Yeah. Fair play.
Light Swarm.
Full rarity Light Swarm.
Oh,
No, I'm talking about. Okay.
Actually, good point.
Teledad
was probably.
It would push Minerva Light Swan. It would push Minerva Light Swan.
Yeah, Teledad was pretty damn expensive. It was nearly $200, $250 a card.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was a secret rare. It was one of 8 secret rares, and it was 1 secret rare per box, not even. And then
because stuff like Brio was confirmed 1 every 3 boxes.
Oh, but Brio's ass was kicked by them. So this time last year, Brio was at 60, 50-ish. Valk was at 80.
Yeah. And like these are 3 obs. These are like just 3 obs, and that's not even, Trish was 20. Like even all the subpar cards were expensive because they were just super hard to pull.
The Valval chain.
And they never got a reprint.
So yeah.
Absolutely.
So I didn't say it. The winner of YCS Liverpool, the final match was between Burning Abyss and Lightsworn. So, jeez.
ABC didn't even make it.
Yeah. So ABC seemingly does okay in Swiss, and then when it narrows down to the final field, I think it loses a bit of its power.
Well, I mean, as you said, though, it got to this point based on sheer numbers. It was like some of those players were definitely going to be good players.
Just above sheer numbers as well. It was
like,
slightly overperformed in the end. I thought it underperformed.
You're bound to hit some good players in that 200. Like there are going to be some really good players there, but when it comes down to versing other good players with just as good decks, apparently, it kind of failed.
Yeah, it's I can't believe BA won. It's so crazy. So crazy.
Hey, that deck. You know what? It didn't even top. Like it never won at the time it was out. Like it never topped when it was at full power.
Yeah, it was always shit all right.
Yeah. Oh no. Shut up. Actually, no. You're right. It was Shadol before.
Holy fuck! He's just going. Yeah, shut up. It's like no, mate.
No. I thought because we were talking about. I thought we were talking about Necroz like still, and I was like, is that a joke? And I was like, really? And I was like, no, you're talking about exactly when they came out.
There's been other metas, Blake.
Listen, rose tinted glasses on.
Jeez, has he
Fuck
got?
BA. Die already. Just die.
Soon. Dante to 1.
I like these glasses, Loklin.
That's some.
Just for record, these are Loklins.
Stuff. Some
You
suave
left
stuff.
here.
Oh.
My Skype is like frozen right now, so I'm trying not to click
He's
it.
in Queensland, so it takes him an hour to see the vision change.
Oh, shut up.
No, I just don't want to fuck up my Skype. It's like it's been frozen the whole time.
Kick. Okay, so back to Invasion Vengeance. So Totally Awesome was. See how we go, I guess. Well, like,
I can't wait for Totally Awesome to be worth $120 as peak.
You reckon?
It's gonna keep going. Well, here's the thing. It's come out, right? Mm-hmm. When's the next big event?
YCS Liverpool?
No, the next one.
YCS. Ooh. Exactly. I'm gonna use my researching fingers again. Here we go.
It doesn't actually matter. I think the price is gonna drop until that comes out, right? And then there's going to be 4 decks, 4 Tree Toad decks, right? That are going to top. And the price is going to just fucking go so high. It's ridiculous. You will not buy this card when it costs that much. It'll be how Potted Zayas is $136 average right now. but it's selling for 100. This will be like $120 average, but it'll sell for 90.
What about, because in my opinion, the card that should be worth more and is currently worth more is Dimension Barrier. Where is that going to go? Because that is such a generically good card that...
I don't think it's as great as you think it is.
Also, I don't see it going any higher than Strike or Solemn Warning ever did back when.
No, it's still just it's still, at the end of the day, it's just a no card, but I think it's the best no card we've got other than Vanities. Because it does what Vanity does, but better. Because it's also skill drains. It's skill drains, and it negates summon. And
I remember this card. I remember what happened. I love this. In the sneak peek, the dude flipped it on me, and he was like, XYZ. And I was like, oh, okay. I can't summon an XYZ, but your 2 XYZs on the board I have no effects now, so I'm okay with that.
What? Why?
He thought he was stopping me, and I was like, no. And then I killed his 2 XYZs.
Yeah, it's just so, like, it's so fucked. Like, it's just stupid. And I hate that as a card, and I hate it's going to be at 3, and I hate it's going to be a thing. Because it's going to be the case of, I drew this first turn, I've set this, I know what you're playing, now you can't play anymore. Because if you think about just... Well, dude, ABCs right now are top tier deck. Right now, they're tier 1. If you flip that and you call XYZs, there is shit all they can do first turn. Nothing. They cannot do a thing first turn. They can summon out their ABC, attach one to it, have a Photon Thrasher, sit there and do nothing. That completely stops their play. If you flip this against BA, call XYZ, they have even less of a play. And BA just won. It's so dumb. It's going to be I drew this first turn. And in a format where games last 3 turns, if we were in a slow format,
but it also slows down a deck.
Exactly.
Because it's pink. It makes the deck slower. Innately slower than a deck that just runs.
It's the same argument with anti-spell. It's turning it into a bullshit thing where I drew this first turn. Yeah, fuck yourself. And
but how long has that been a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh though?
That's goddamn long. I know, and it's like Vanity's Emptiness came out, and this was the thing again. It was like, yeah, and fuck yourself, and fuck yourself.
It's punishing decks that can't get rid of it.
But you can't get rid of not a floodgate. That's my thing. Where if this card was a continuous, I get it because you can MST it, or you can Twin Twister it. But this card is a card that unless you can negate traps on your second turn, you can't negate this. You can't chain MST to it because MST doesn't negate. It's not Paleozoics.
Well, do you see what I'm saying though? In that, it's saying, hey, guess what? We're gonna fuck up your stupidly consistent deck. Run more traps to save yourself for when this happens in your turn. Then slow down your deck. It's giving you the option. It's like, oh, okay. Well, you could run more traps and just try to save yourself next turn and wait. But don't do that. Maybe just
you don't build a competitive deck to get around a card. You never do that. A competitive deck needs to be as consistent as possible. But that's just how competitive decks work, and that's how they've always worked. They then side cards to get rid of that. What I'm saying is you can't side cards to get rid of this because I don't know a card that works from hand that negates a trap card because it's not continuous. You can
you can sneak in the tuner union monster that then so they flip Dimension Barrier, then you go into Trishula instead.
Ooh. See, that's what I'm saying. They hey, don't play a fucking helmet deck. Play a different deck. Make your own.
But it's such a circular argument because you need to play a good deck to win, and by playing one of these good decks, it may not have room. But this is a card that's going to be mained in everything because no matter what I'm playing against, I can play this card and not give a fuck about what my opponent's playing and set it and go, okay, you've normal summoned or you've special summoned a Scarm. Cool, you're playing BA, XYZs. Well, you can't do anything because MST doesn't work, Twin Twister doesn't work. Wiretap would work if you got to the 4th turn, but it's just I don't know how to.
What 4th turn?
Exactly. No, it wouldn't happen because you are stopped so much. Your opponent OTKs you, game over. And that's
Okay, so what you're trying to say is, hey, there's this card that's going to stop me from playing. I'm not going to do anything about it.
But you can't. I'm saying you can't do anything about this.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
You
is
can-
you can. You don't want to.
You make your deck bad, and that's not what you do against the card. I'm saying competitive decks don't make themselves
so
bad. What am I doing? I'm building a deck to go first because that's this whole fucking format. And when I go second, you just have to live with it. And that's my problem. Everyone has to live with it because there is nothing you can do against this card. There is no out to this card. There is no out to this card. None. Only, you know what? I think DDDs are fine because DDDs can get away with going into other plays, but they are the only deck that can do it. Right now, there is no deck that can go first turn. They go, oh, I just won't use XYZs. I'll go into Fusion or I'll go into Synchros. No deck can do it right now. Lightsworn can probably get away. No, they can't. They need XYZs.
Blue Eyes. Lol.
Infernoids.
Oh, no, you can't Danko either because you're using standby phase. It's like, okay, game 2, I know you're playing Blue Eyes. Fuck yourself. It's like,
I'm saying main
if this
deck.
was-
I'm saying main deck Danko when you lose a dice roll.
Ooh.
Yeah, Blue Eyes can do it as well.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean,
Danko is also
we're
a
gonna get
light
to this
monster
point-
for Suk.
All I'm saying is it's trying to do you see the it says declare one monster type and then it lists 5 options, right? It goes Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, XYZ, or Pendulum. It's trying to make you it's trying to stop you from just playing one of those. It wants you to play multiple of them. That's what Konami wants you to do.
I know, but you can't. Decks right now can't. You're telling me BA is going to be able to do anything but XYZ? BA just won Liverpool.
What
You're
does
saying
this
BA is
card-
going to be...
Let's say everyone mains this card like you said. You said everyone's going to
Yeah.
main 3 of this card, right?
Oh, maybe not.
And then
three,
they come
but
up against
sure.
fucking what? What are they going to come up against? Fucking
What? Tell me what deck gets around this. Because I don't know.
easily fucking
Don't get your heart on for Infernoids.
Water.
Don't do it.
Water gets around this so fast.
No, they don't. Because
Sorry,
Water
what
plays
hurts?
still in,
What
like,
what here hurts Water? In there,
the play that okay, Water. If Water can't get through a board, if Water cannot get through a board, and I know because I played the deck for like 2 years. If Water can't get through the board, it has to go into XYZs to protect itself. It has no protection and no survivability outside of XYZs. Flare Metal and Abyss Teus, or Abyss Gaia, sorry, are its two safety mechanisms. You make the deck killable if you get rid of XYZs. Done.
Yeah,
Easy
but it
done.
comes back to
Easy
what
done.
you're saying, where you're like, oh, why would you even make it? Like, just go first or live with it. If you are
Yes.
making XYZs in Water, you have lost.
No,
Deal with it.
That's not the case though, because Water is not consistent
Armor
enough to OTK
Water is
100%
an
of the time.
OTK
They just-
deck.
I know, but it doesn't work like that. I played Water for long enough to know you don't open the play every time. And when you don't, as most decks, like ABCs, they don't open their play every time. And it's not that they're a bad deck. It's just they are the one of the best decks right now. But at times you just draw the wrong cards. And to make yourself live a turn, because we're not getting more than one turn in this format, they need to go into XYZs to protect themselves, and they have fucking good XYZs.
They
Like
can
Abyss
go
Gaius
into-
is amazing. Flare Metal is incredible. But if they get stopped, you go, okay, you have monsters on board that are targetable, can be affected. I can hit them. I can dark hole them. I can anything. Okay, break your board. Game done. And you're doing that because you have one card that isn't chainable and they can't stop. Just saying no. Like, okay, if it was a continuous spell or it's continuous trap, sorry, fine. That's okay because you can out it. Like Mermails, they can send marksman out the card. You're playing ABCs. You main 3 Twin Twister. You can out the card. If you Twin Twister this card, they chain it and say no. And like, how do you out this card? A card needs an out. Everything needs an out. Otherwise, it's stupid. Everything in this game needs an out. And that's just my, like, I played Towers. Towers had an out. It didn't have very many, but it had an out. If they made Towers completely that didn't have an out, it shouldn't have been a card.
Do
Should
you
not have
not
been a
see
card.
it happening in Yu-Gi-Oh where they're going, oh, here's this broken thing, here's the out, next set, and it's going to be a secret. Here's the broken thing, here's the out. Oh, we released boss monsters. Here's Castell. Oh, your boss monsters can be targeted. Now they can't be targeted. Oh, here's Kaiju's. Do you not see
No,
that something is
we
gonna
release boss
happen here?
monsters. Yeah, here's Kaiju's. Yep. No, that's fine. If they release a hand trap and they say discard this card from your hand, negate a face-up trap card, you know what? Card's not a problem anymore. But right now, this is a huge fucking problem that I'm not like this. Yeah, it's like, wait. Prediction right now. Loklin is predicting right now there will be a card that comes out that will out this card. Mark his words. If he is right,
No, I don't think this card is as big as a problem as you think it is. All I'm saying is, if it is as big as you're thinking it is, and I'm just that I have the brain capacity of a vegetable, then it will come out.
it has to, because there's no out to this card right now, and that's what I'm like. If there's an out to this card, someone needs to tell me. DDDs have like, I think once they come out, this card won't be mained. I think it will be sided because
This card is
it doesn't work
fucking
against
useless
DDDs.
against DDDs.
Dude, actually, you know what? Not even that. I'm not scared of DDDs outside of anything outside of their synchros. I like, if they go first right and they don't have synchros, I'm happy to play through that board. I'm very happy to play through that board. I'm okay with that. If they have synchros, it scares the fuck out of me because the amount of no they can go into, like Omega, Crystal Wing, like multiple of those I've seen.
No, as in it makes
like Locklin's
Omega
done it
and
to me
Crystal
plenty
Wing,
of times.
and then it makes fucking
Yep. And
what's the other thing it makes? It makes
just
Siegfried, where it's like,
yeah.
okay, negate, and it can also make number 38 at the same time.
Yeah. You mean Hope Harbinger?
No, I read left to right, not middle to out.
But yeah, see, like, but something like that though, I would be okay playing through that board. I think my deck, like the deck I'm playing right now, I'd be fine as long as I don't have to deal with the synchros. So if I flip that and say, if they say synchro, you go into your XYZ plays, you go into your fusion plays, and that's great. But your board is now way more susceptible to my deck just because I flipped one trap. I still think that's shit. I still think if your deck has, if you prepare, so like running 3 Twin Twister in an ABC deck, that's preparing for Vanities, that's preparing for Quaking Mirror Force. You can prepare for those things. You can out those things. This does not have an out, and I just don't see an out to this. Like, you know what? The only out I can possibly see.
You
is
said
you go
your
first.
deck is to go first anyway, and if not, live with it.
Yeah,
so go first.
I know, exactly. But I'm saying that I think it's just as bad if I use it. If I go first and I set this card, I know I'm going to win, and that's a shit feeling. That's shit to me. And I'm going to use it. Listen, I'll use it, and it's going to be fantastic if I draw it. But when it gets drawn on you, playing ABC, playing BA, playing I don't know what else is relevant right now, it won't work. It's just going to feel like shit, and it's going to feel even worse because you can't even attempt to play through this. It's such a heavy negate. You can't even attempt to. It's not like a solemn strike. It's not like hey, you got to attempt to make this play. I'm now stopping you. It's no, you can't make this play in the first place. You actually can't attempt to do anything, and that's what I really don't like about it. It's like, Loklin said this about when Solemn Strike came out. I said Solemn Strike should be limited, and he said no because the decks right now have too much. They need something to keep them in line. I agree with that more than any. Like, I agree with that now. I can't see this card being that though. I can't see this card being like, oh,
no,
decks
that's
are
pretty much
strong.
what I'm saying. It's
Yeah,
saying,
and like I get that. Yeah,
get different. Make a different deck.
but you can't say make a different deck because of one card. You're not that's not a thing.
But that's what
Decks-
this is. That's what this card is saying.
I'm saying that's the problem with it. You're telling me BA can find something else to do.
BA has a ritual monster. BA can make synchros.
Malakoda! Virgil!
Is it gonna suck? Yes. Does it get around this card?
You forgot that fusion
Also,
monster, man.
yes.
You forgot that fusion monster.
Fucking okay.
Listen, that's
Oh, yeah.
that's terrible.
Fusion monster, sure.
Yeah, sure. Like
They only
DDD's
make
the
their
only
own.
thing I can see that it's like I'll play through this and I'll be okay on the other end. It like and
There are a lot
what's
of decks.
like what?
Uh, You send you Mermail, fucking
End your life.
Paleozoic.
No, Paleozoics can't. They can't
Yes, they
because you
can.
call
They go,
XYZ.
oh, you called XYZ? Cool. I'm gonna make Crystal Wing.
Listen, if you can do that first turn, fair play. Like if you can do that, but like
card called
you won't even
Plague
get to do
Spreader
that
Zombie?
though. You won't even get to do that though because you can't activate traps in the first turn, and you can't synchro summon in my turn. You have to go to turn 3 before you can do that, and you're not going to get one. That's the garbage part about this.
Do you not realize
It's like
setting 5 traps is probably enough to make you survive a turn?
when you're maining 3 Twin Twister, probably.
No, it is because they go, oh, cool, I activated 2 Twin Twisters. I now have 3 cards in my hand, one of which is maybe another Twin Twister that I can't. Sorry, I have 1 card left in my hand. If you activate 2 Twin Twisters, you have 1 card in your hand.
Yes, but most decks like cards engraved to gain advantage.
Mm.
BA, for example, it's like that, and that's what I
BA.
mean. It's
Yeah,
it's
cool.
just
What
the
about
fact
ABC?
that ABCs love
Is
it
it
too
gonna
because you
work?
banish a Buster, and then that's the whole play, and then you banish the last face down, or you banish anything that comes out. Like that's the play. That's the dream. That's why people run 3 Twin Twisters in ABCs. That's what they do, and I hate because let's be honest. If you're playing ABCs and they call XYZ, you don't go into Souk because you can't, right? So you set up your board, so you attach, you hopefully survive as long as possible. What your opponent does to you next turn, unless they are absolutely shit or they draw shit, you're not going to have any resources left after that turn. So what do you do? Like, the only possible thing I can think of is adding more traps, as Loklin said, adding more traps to your deck. Maining Quaking Mirror Force, maining Drowning Mirror Force,
This is
maining...
what I'm saying. Konami is going, stop playing fucking $450 helmet decks, you cucks.
do something different. But like, I'll play Quaking Mirror Force until I die. That this. I will do it. I will absolutely do it. I just think it's a shit way to deal with this. Like Solemn Strike, I like this. Because it has a cost. You have to know when to activate it because, how does Solemn Strike work against DDDs?
It negates one thing.
Congrats, you've negated one thing. Let me go do 5 more. So you need to know when to use it. It's a cost. There's no cost to this card. Like,
You negate
I
once you
don't-
see synchros.
Okay. See, you have to know that. You have to know that and be good enough to know that to strike certain things. And with this card, it's like, okay, well, I don't have any, Vanity's Emptiness, you can't special summon either, but 9 times out of 10, you don't need to, but it's still a restriction, right? This card has no restriction on you, no cost, I'm going to point out no skill. And I hate to say it, but that's what it is. And
Vanity's Emptiness has so much skill.
no, it doesn't. Oh, in a way,
it doesn't.
You need to establish your board in a way that even if Vanities is on board and they they get over you, you still need to have enough to play. And that's the only skill I can see in that card, and that's barely any. But it's same argument. But at least you can MST a Vanity's Emptiness and go, cool, I'll play now. Thanks. There's, can you see what I mean? Where it's not a continuous trap. You can't, skill drain. Skill drain's a cunt of a card, hence why it's at 1. But you can't out it. You can out it with Twin Twister. You can out it with MST.
Blake, you are thinking as if this card does not affect other people. They go, oh, I set up this great fucking first turn board. I'm going to flip this on you. Hey, guess what? Now my XYZ monsters don't work either.
What do you, Loklin? I flip it and say XYZ. Buster Dragon still banishes your shit and can tag out. It's a fusion. I have Souk on board. Souk can't be used in my turn.
You
It
are
doesn't
speaking
matter.
in just ABC terms. You use
I'm
this
just
card in fucking Burning Abyss. You call
Yeah.
XYZ. It's like, oh, whoops, I'm stupid.
But okay, call ABC against what though? against XYZ against ABC.
I'm not talking about ABC. I'm talking about
over
BA.
Dante. Okay, yeah, but you're playing BA. What do you use? What do you call XYZ against? Because mine is ABC and Blue Eyes,
In
right?
the mirror match, I'm saying BA versus BA.
Oh, yeah.
You flip this card and you go, oh fuck,
No, but
sorry,
that
no
means-
beat just for me.
No, but that means that they can't get over your shit because they can't make a Dante to be big enough to get over your Dantes, which means you win because you have a Dante in defense that they can't get over for that turn. They can't make a Dante. You win next turn. You have a wall. It's the same thing as Vanity's Emptiness. You make 2 Dantes, set this, flip it in the mirror. What do? Nothing. They cannot do a thing. They can't get over it. That's what I'm saying. It's such a bullshit card. Like, it's the one thing in this set that came out. Even Tree Toad is better than this card. Tree Toad is a nicer negate than this card because you can out Tree Toad. You can still, okay, it's a bad example. You can still Kaiju a Tree Toad. And I know Kaijus are my solution to everything, and they always have been since they came out. But if you're playing BA and you go, okay, well, Dante can't recycle in my opponent's turn, which is kind of the whole point of BA, I'll take that hit if you can't play it all. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a. I think it's a more helmet thing than the helmet decks currently. I think this is a more helmet card. And like that's just.
I don't have a problem with this card.
And I suspect a few viewers will agree with you there, Blake. But also, I think a few people will agree with Loklin. Who did you think won that little punch up there? It's
Yeah, I'm curious to see if people pull out decks that I wasn't thinking of.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if people go, oh, what about this? Like,
Your
what
thoughts
about
on Dimension Barrier?
Infernals?
Will it be as relevant as it should be? And is it as broken
What's
as
it sitting
could be?
at? I don't mean this to be a Segu into Market Watch.
No,
but what's it sitting
I
at?
mean it to be a Segu, alright. It's a hard Segu. It's at
Okay.
$67 American, $75 Australian at a lowest
more than Tree
price. Yes, it's lower than Tree Toad on Yu-Gi-Oh prices,
Tree
but
Toad is like $100.
yeah. About
Hold
that.
on.
But Desires is still top with.
Yeah. I haven't put
like,
converted. I haven't got the conversion on my thing, so I got American prices.
like a-
70,
I do.
80 bucks for
Okay,
Desires in the States. $68.
Oh yeah, Loklin was
88.
saying apparently the states like pay a lot for their cards.
They pay more than we do in their dollars.
I'm not sure what that means.
Like, you go 55 Australian, they're paying like 55 American.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
And then, so we'll continue looking at the market. So yeah, like I know that YugiohSingles.com, a fine place to shop,
Here
has
we go. Okay, so in Australian, Toad lowest price 90, Dimension Barrier lowest price 88.
Yep.
And then the average on these, average for Toad is 97, and average on Dimension Barrier is 95. I don't know why. Dimension Barrier, like, it just seems more generic, if anything. I thought, like, normally generic cards are the cards that kind of...
and vendors,
bump up.
like especially as I was saying, Yu-Gi-Oh Singles has Dimension Barrier at $75 and Totally Awesome at $65.
Yeah, which to me makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, stuff like Pot of Desires, I would expect to be that price.
Because Totally,
generic.
as I believe I said it on like last week, and I'll say it again, Totally and Omega should be in the same price range, in my humble opinion.
Why is that?
Yes, $40.
I think Omega's currently sitting at like 70.
I'm not paying $70 for an Omega.
It's sitting at 80, sorry.
They both contribute a more roguish decks like win
yeah.
condition, and they're both as rare as each other. They're there.
Okay, interesting. How much did you say they were selling Tree Toad for?
65.
On YGO singles, 65. They're selling Omega for 70.
There you go.
So,
there you
yeah,
go. Totally
it is
Awesome
a-
is a
it's-
reasonable deal. Then again,
Yeah.
Omega also is now using Light Sworn. So
Which is bumped it. Yeah,
I would
more
suspect
use of
so.
the card makes it kind of a bit more expensive.
So obviously Minerva is, and as it stands right now, top 100 on Yu-Gi-Oh prices should really incorporate Minerva. Now,
Yeah.
it is now.
It's just that it's.
That's a meta card.
Oh, actually, you know what? Something I've just seen on the top of the Rise list. Mystical Fairy Elfuria.
Yeah,
have we spoken about this
yes,
card?
we spoke about it last week with Andrew.
Yeah,
still doing
good,
his thing.
because
Still doing his thing.
We
Otherwise, no other crazy
Andrew
changes from
realized-
last week.
Yeah. Dark. Okay, the Dark Lord stuff is going up.
Which,
Suits go.
if
you
you're
know,
okay,
hype-
and that's
hype-
if you have a Dark Lord Serato, probably part with it now. Deck doesn't really half run it, and also I believe it's most likely going to be reprinted in Destiny Soldiers, because Destiny Soldiers was also a reprint set. So as well as actually, before I double check that, I should just fact check me. But that's an issue I do raise, is that I suspect they're going to reprint it. So
Yep, fair play.
maybe before you hit the buy button or before you hit the sell button, just dig a bit deeper. Otherwise,
Yeah, fair play.
rest of the market's reasonably hasn't fluctuated like crazy like we saw last week. So yeah.
Hey, how many Blue Eyes? Blue Eyes? No, Blue Eyes are dying off again, right?
No, Blue Eyes are
No, they
always
stopped
sitting
off
around
again? 'Cause
that ish.
I'm seeing Spirit Dragon. Where is it? Dragon Spirit of White. Sorry, go down a bit, and what's going up is just more. ABC shit is going up. Has been going up for a while. So
You only need 2 Dragon Spirit Whites, and it was relatively easy to pull. So that makes sense.
was it a Ultra?
Yeah.
In Shiv.
Yeah.
Okay, fair play. And then like all the XYZs for ABCs are going up. Charge of Light Brigade's going up, which makes sense. You know, this Light Sworn shit.
Pick up them secrets.
then-
Oh, $20. I sold my secret. That was my first secret I pulled in the newer era when I started buying packs again. Was Charge of Light Brigade, not Charge of Light Brigade, whatever set it was in. Jules Genesis, and then
Also, okay, Loklin. What price did you end up picking that strike up for?
$40 shipped.
Fuck me. All right, so Bosch strikes can be bought for $40 apparently.
I will
Fuck.
not pay more than $40 now.
You know what?
I might pay
Fuck
45
Yu-Gi-Oh!
bucks.
Fuck Yu-Gi-Oh! Prices. Average is $54, and Loklin just got one for 40. Swindle your way to 40, people.
Not just that,
Swindle-
dude was like 45, and I just sort of didn't reply.
Oh wait,
Until
was that
it's
the guy
like,
you were?
You win 40.
Was that the guy you were showing me that you just stopped replying and he said, "Hey, you still interested?"
No, that was another guy. It's
Okay,
my new
'cause to
tactic.
me-
I just stopped replying. I've
To
given
me,
it up
that's
now.
such a risky move because I just feel as though if it's that good of a deal already, it's going to go to someone else. But like,
but if it does
works
go,
for
but
you.
if it does go to someone else, you
Fuck
I
it,
just
right?
didn't get the
Tough
price
shit.
I wanted. Like, I wasn't going to pay for it until I got that price.
value your cards,
I
Blinky
mean-
boy. Value your cards.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wanted a secret diamond dire, and everyone was like $30, and I went, "Fuck yourself." And then someone sent me a message going, "I'll do it for like $18 shipped," and I went, "I
So pretty.
guess."
No idea where it went.
So
So pretty.
we'll get ready to wrap.
Bragg, but how
Uh,
many
before
times
we
have you
do-
said, "I don't know where it went"?
Actually, maybe it's the one I have. Or was it the super? Do you remember? I think
No,
it's still
you had
Swarm
the
Roach.
super.
I think I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you were saying, Loklin.
Anyway, yeah, we're gonna get ready to wrap, but essentially, I wanted to go into something first. Is that I was walking into my sneak peek, right, and I got out of my car and I met up with some
Where's this
mates
going?
there, right. As we were walking inside, this dude was like talking to this other guy, but like we were all in a conversation, 3-man conversation. He was like, "Hey, so I was like on YouTube the other day." He was saying to this other guy while I was right there, and I looked over. But and I clicked on something about anti-spell, and I seen fucking Loklin. And I was like, yeah, bruh.
I actually, funnily enough, I was saying a break just before the podcast. I went to get a double from KFC today. Fucking. And Matt was saying, a friend of mine, Matt, I don't know if he wants me to say his last. I kind of want to, so this person knows who it is. Anyway, a friend of mine was saying that he goes, yeah, I had a mate from Griffiths, come to Wollongong to study, and
Griffith.
Griffith, he was saying that he listened to this Yu-Gi-Oh podcast, and so I asked him which one, and then he looked at it and said, "Yeah, that's my mate Blake's podcast." And he was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" So he jumped in the car today and went, "Hey, I didn't know you were doing a podcast until my random friend from Griffiths came to study, talked about Yu-Gi-Oh, and then said he listens to our podcast." And I was like, "Gee, nice."
Yeah. So
nailing that audience.
Blake,
Yeah, thank you,
like,
and keep sharing it, please, everyone.
Yeah, it's cool.
yeah, we had like 200 viewers on that last podcast, and one of them happened to live like in my city. How about that?
Yeah, that's pretty.
You know what? If people comment at all, I want to know the state or like the country that people like, even just a very broad from where you're from and like where you play Yu-Gi-Oh, because I'm very curious to see like.
You don't just tell
don't
us your fucking house address. Also,
Yeah.
Mum.
Your mum's maiden name and your credit card details.
But yeah, definitely do that. Yeah, so put in your opinion on the dimensional barrier debate, and then
One sec before we go. What can I please ask? Me and Bragg love it. Like, we use the podcast app all the time. If you are on the podcast app and you do care enough, we're not saying you have to. If you could leave a rating, like, just give us the stars and write us a comment. It looks really good for iTunes. It really helps us like get bumped up in the Yu-Gi-Oh section. That would be amazing.
Like, essentially, like, we're really going up on the viewers, right? But we need those reviews, because that's the kind of stuff that will get us featured.
Yeah.
yeah, and then also if there's like, and mostly positive reviews. If there's a negative review, like, hit us up in the DM or email us and let us
Slide
know.
into our DM.
It's a lot more like.
And yeah, let us know.
we
Give
can
some
respond
constructive
and
criticism.
Try to
or-
fix stuff.
Yeah, we're definitely that. Like, a lot of our segments have come from viewers' ideas and stuff. And yeah, and speaking of decks
Yeah.
under 5 minutes, we have again later this week. Loklin, you're doing it right. Apparently,
Am I?
I have looked down at
Okay,
a
yeah, I'll do it.
spreadsheet
I'm
with your
fine,
name
I'm
on
fine.
it.
Nice.
I was like,
you are
don't
now.
worry, I'll write the sheet. And then Logan was like, I'll write the sheet.
And then
was like,
Logan's
"Alright, cool,
back
thanks."
later in the week with another video, which is yet undetermined. But definitely keep a tune out for that. We'll try and keep up all of the content. Check out my Subterra video from the weekend. It is not the best Subterra list, and also if you have a Subterra list, go back to that video, put it in there, because my god, I'm getting reamed for that video.
Also, go check out Braggio at YouTube. He makes better content than us.
It may be
check
better, but it's definitely not as regular.
Check out
Hey,
Slash
quality
T-Frost.
of the content.
Oh yeah, slash
Oh.
He's uploaded 105 videos, and you can view 4 of them.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I hear he has a good Pokemon Fire Red Let's Play that you should absolutely watch.
All right, let's wrap this shit up.
Thank you very much, Blake.
All right, see you.
Thank you very much, Loklin.
You're welcome.
I'm Bragg.
For what?